For my video presentation this week, I have chosen to answer the question of why is Protestantism and Puritanism so important in American history? So follow along as we go through the history of these two religions. Here is my agenda for this video. Pause if you would like to review. We will be discussing Protestants and the creation of Puritanism, how Puritanism affected colonial America, how the religion swayed the development of the American government, and how the religions affect American society in today's time. First, I thought we would discuss Protestantism. The Protestant Reformation was a religious movement that occurred in Europe in the 1500s. It eventually resulted in a new branch of Christianity called Protestantism. It was supposed to refer to the religious groups that chose to separate themselves from the Roman Catholic Church. It is said that the Reformation began with a gentleman named Martin Luther, who published the works called the 95 Theses. This document was the list of 95 ideas that Martin Luther believed were issues with the Roman Catholic Church, its readings, and its teachings. Luther did not believe in ideas such as purchasing forgiveness in sins. This was something that the Roman Catholic Church did back in Europe during his time period. It was called indulgences, where they were able to pay the Catholic Church for the forgiveness of their sins instead of how Catholics do it nowadays, where they go to confession and they have to say so many prayers. When England began creating the colonies, many Protestants decided that they wanted to flee to the colonies to avoid any kind of persecutions for their new beliefs. Men like John Winthrop and William Bradford helped to establish colonies like the Plymouth Colony and Massachusetts Bay Colony. Their goal was to establish a new order in which people would follow the new church. The Congregational Church was the new government-funded church within the colonies. However, by the 1720s, the Great Awakening was beginning to sweep through the colonies. This was the idea that the good behavior and individual faith were more important than simply reading the Bible and visiting churches or other religious institutions. They also started to spread the idea that God works through people and not simply places. The way that I understand this is by being alone with God, you'll have a better relationship than simply going to church. These were the ideas that the Puritans reflected that were spreading across the colonies. In fact, some historians theorize that the Great Awakening was the primary cause for the American Revolution. It encouraged the ideas of individual rights and inspired nationalism. As a result, many younger colonists wanted to deny the monarchy and England's rule. So what was the United States like after the Revolutionary War? Well, there was now a separation of church and state, meaning that there would no longer be any issues or disputes between the government-ran churches and other religious institutions. As a result, the government was no longer allowed to support a single church. Finally, the First Amendment of the Constitution supported the idea of religious freedom. The government adopted the idea of supporting people's individualism, and they wanted to ensure that all religions were welcome in the United States. As a result of the Puritans in colonial America and the spread of their ideas, we were able to become a free nation. The mainstream idea of individualism stems from colonial Puritan ideas. Everyone knows that individualism is the core value of America. Everyone is allowed to speak, worship, and express themselves openly within certain stipulations. We've also developed their idea of education and, of course, primary constitutional amendments like the First Amendment. Here's my bibliography. Pause if you would like to review. Thank you all for watching.